Bali. 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 Hey. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Hoi. I hung out with my colleague yesterday. Went to this dog park. Bailey had the best time of her life, playing with the other dogs, being with her own kind. Yeah, it was good. Also saw her little doggy, which is very similar to her. Very bossy. Little dog, but likes to pick fights with massive dogs. Like, she doesn't know their powers, and she just randomly picks fights with the biggest dog in the park. And if she was to fight those dogs, she would lose. But somehow she likes to bark up the wrong trees. Yeah. Anyways, it's so freaking hot today. Bye. Yeah. So I hung out with my colleague yesterday, and we sort of talk about that non-denominational Christian Bible study group that we were part of. Well, she's still a part of it, but I left. And I'm so glad we actually caught up. For the longest time, I never spoke to anyone from that organization again after I left. But then it started building up within me. It started bottling up, and I started feeling guilty. Guilty that I left those people behind. I shouldn't be guilty. They chose to be there. It's their choice. They're not being forced to be there. They can walk away. But somehow I just felt guilty. And I felt ashamed even. Like, how could I walk away? If there's one thing that I've learned, is that never stay in an organization or never stay in a relationship if you yourself don't want to stay there. If you just want to please the people, if you just want to be there for the other person and you yourself don't want to be in it, you are doing yourself a disservice. And eventually that relationship is going to deteriorate. You know, it can be applied to any sort of relationship, really. Romantic, business, friendship, everything. If you don't want to be in it, don't force yourself to be in it, you know? It's not going to be good for both parties. But yeah, the reason why I stayed in that group for a while, even though I started getting all these red flags and all these warning signs started flashing, but I still stayed because of her. She's actually my mentor. I had her when I was a student. I really respected her. I still respect her. But you know, like when you know someone outside of that organization, you sort of have this bond, this weird bond with them somehow. And this applies to romantic relationships as well. Like, if you know this person for a long time, you tend to have this bond with them. And whenever you two start disagreeing, and you start to think that, hey, they're not really respecting me, we have different values, we don't get along together anymore. You think about the past, you think about the history leading up to this moment. But, and then you start to think to yourself, but we've been together for so long. Why should we sever this relationship? Why should we cut ties? We've been together for so long. But that's a mistake. And I know I shouldn't be labeling people and calling them a cult member, even though technically they are a part of the organization. We are all individuals after all. We have different ideas. Just because you belong to a group doesn't mean that you believe in every single thing that group believes in. And I'm so glad I caught up with her, because I was able to see her as a person and not of this organization with all these weird ass ideologies and doctrines and a cult-like environments, a very high control group. You know, for the longest time that I was in there, I wondered about this promised pastor, the one who has the hidden manna or the hidden knowledge, who was able to reveal the word at the right time to heal the nations and to unite people to the kingdom of God. For the longest time, I wondered who the hell this guy is and what is the name of this church. And they wouldn't tell me. They said my heart was not ready. I have a hardened heart and I might not be willing to accept the truth. You know, they want me to be well versed enough in their ideology or becoming more indoctrinated. So when I've asked them the question, what is the name of this church, and who is this promised pastor, who is this new John in Revelation who has the hidden knowledge, the hidden manna from heaven, they tell me, you'll see, just keep learning, just keep going to our 3 times a week Bible study, and at the end of the course we will tell you. You might not be ready enough to receive the truth yet. And I myself believe them. So that's my fault there. I should have been more firm and be like, I am ready for it. And they would tell me. But I believed them. I thought to myself, maybe I'm not well versed enough yet. I don't know much about the Bible yet. Or their version of the Bible, anyways. I don't know about their doctrines enough. So maybe I'm not worthy to know this information. And so I stayed with them for 10 months. 10 freaking months. 3 times a week became 4 times a week. 4 times a week became 5 times a week. And it started eating into my life. It started consuming me. Every single moment, got to think about revising. All of the teachers, all of the tutors constantly messaging me, spamming me. Hey Bob, when are you ready to do catch-up lessons? You missed the lesson last week. How about we make time to do catch-up lessons? You know? I get it. Some people are very devoted Christians and they spend a lot of time reading the Bible, and I truly respect that. But you cannot force faith, you know? You cannot force it. You cannot force people to form a habit or becoming more devoted Christians by pressuring them to attend Bible study 3 times a week and 4 times a week, fellowship, worship sessions, you know. I didn't sign up for this. I just want to know more about the organization, and you never tell me what the organization is, so that's why I have to keep coming back. So yeah, it's my fault. It's truly my fault. I stayed, and I also saw her, a normal human being, someone whom I respect, someone who was my mentor, who's studying. And I did not expect it at first. I thought it was a lookalike. I didn't expect it was for her to be attending the same class as me, this small Bible study group. By the way, they make it sound as if it's a small Bible study group, but it's a big organization. And this is one of their many classes. They have many teachers, but they never reveal that until you are ready for it. But yeah, so I saw her, and I saw her diligently studying with me, so that's why I stayed. For her, really, the only person I know in the organization. We never talk it outside of these classes. We see each other all the time in Zoom. We never mention it. And I'm so glad I hung out with her. I'm so glad I reached out to her eventually. Because she told me she was too anxious, that if she talked to me about it, I might avoid her or something, or might give her differential treatment and make working with her hard or something. And I totally get that. And it's not easy being a female either, because you know how men can be. They tend to overreact, and they are more volatile, they're more violent. That's not what I'm trying to say. I mean, you know, like when there's a relationship breakdown and stuff like that, men tend to be the ones who are more deadly. Women are more dangerous, but in a covert way. But men are more dangerous in an overt way. We are more deadly, but women can be just as dangerous, but it's more hidden, you know? Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I stayed in that group just because of her. And this is not a video to bash her or anything. It's just me sharing my experience. And what I've learned from that experience is that you never stay in an organization or in a relationship if you yourself don't believe in the mission or the value of the group. Don't just stay there because of the people. If the people truly realize how messed up the organization is, they will leave eventually. Yeah. But I have to respect people's choice, and I shouldn't judge people for their behavior, really. Like, I don't understand the reason why people join the group in the first place. I don't have the full story. Anyways, that's all from me today. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless. Thank you for watching my videos, and I'm glad you're still here and you're choosing to live, really. It's an amazing life. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon.